Welcome to the Board Business Channel, the show where we dig up the most interesting companies you absolutely need to know about.
We do a lot of digging.
That's right. And today, we're taking a closer look at Wah Lee Industrial Corp.
Ever heard of them?
Well, the name might not be instantly familiar,
Right.
but trust me on this one, they are quietly powering some of the biggest tech trends happening right now,
It's true.
all over the world.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about semiconductors.
Oh, semiconductor.
But hold on.
Okay.
We're not talking about the chips themselves.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about the materials and the equipment that make those chips even possible.
The stuff that makes the chips.
Yeah.
The ingredients.
Like the master chefs of the tech world.
They are. They're the link between all the global suppliers who are making the really high-tech materials and the manufacturers who are actually making the chips.
That's
It's like delivery, a
Yeah.
super efficient delivery service.
pizza, but for...
But not pizza. Building blocks of the digital age.
Okay, so they're
Yeah.
in the semiconductor game, but they're not actually making the chips. They're
Right.
kind of like the middleman.
Well, they're sourcing and distributing everything.
Oh, wow.
You need to create those tiny brains that power our phones,
Everything.
cars, computers.
So what kinds of things are we talking about here?
Imagine a silicon wafer,
Uh-huh.
thinner than a piece of paper,
Okay.
and that's going to be a chip.
Right.
But to create the circuits on the wafer, you need something called a photoresist.
Oh, a photoresist.
It's like a film,
Right.
super sensitive, that reacts to light
Uh-huh.
and that lets manufacturers etch these microscopic patterns
Oh, wow.
onto the silicon.
So they're providing the ink that makes the chip design.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And they're also supplying the grinding fluids used to polish those wafers
Really?
to unbelievable smoothness.
Wow.
We're talking nanometer scale.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Nanometer, how small are we talking about?
A human hair is about 80,000 nanometers wide.
Really?
These chips have features thousands of times smaller.
That is mind-blowing.
It is.
So photoresist, grinding fluids, what else?
Well, you got to keep those wafers spotless.
Right.
Any speck of dust can ruin an entire chip.
Oh, no.
So they also source these high-purity cleaning solutions from
Mhm.
DuPont,
Okay.
another big name.
They're involved in every step of the process?
They are.
Wow.
And by supplying all these high-quality materials to all these major chip manufacturers,
Yeah.
they've really become an indispensable part of this whole semiconductor ecosystem.
They're creating it.
Exactly.
They're not just riding the wave, they are creating the wave.
And here's something else. They're also part of TSMC's supply chain.
Wait. TSMC,
The one and only.
the biggest
biggest
chip maker
yeah.
in the world.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's
big.
a big deal. What does that mean for Wah Lee?
Well, it gives them stability.
Oh, yeah.
TSMC's huge. Their demand for high-quality materials is only going to go up.
But TSMC is building a new plant
Yes,
in Arizona.
they are.
Right.
Yes.
And this is where things get interesting for Wah Lee.
It is interesting.
Because our friend Steve,
Oh, Steve.
the executive director of the Arizona Taiwan office, thinks that Wah Lee has a huge opportunity.
I think so, too.
In Arizona,
Yeah.
with their connection to TSMC and their expertise, it seems like they're in a really great position to really capitalize on this expansion.
They are.
And it's not just semiconductors.
No.
Wah Lee's making moves in other areas too.
Like solar energy and LEDs.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Solar energy and LEDs, that seems like a pretty big jump.
It's all part of their strategy to stay ahead.
Right.
Think of it like this. They're taking the expertise they've built in semiconductors and applying it to other cutting-edge technologies.
So they're like the ultimate tech adapters. It's like they have this entrepreneurial, like, sixth sense
Yeah,
where they just know what the next big thing is going to be
I think that's right.
before it even happens.
And their move into solar energy is a great example of this.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about how they supply the high-purity materials for the semiconductors?
Right.
Well, they're applying that same expertise to the solar industry.
They're not actually making solar panels, are they?
No, they're not manufacturing the panels themselves, but they're supplying the essential materials that go into the panels.
Okay, like what?
Things like EVA. EVA, it stands for ethylene vinyl acetate.
Okay, break that down for me a little bit.
Okay, so
What is EVA and why is it important for solar panels?
imagine a solar panel as a high-tech sandwich. The meat of the sandwich is the solar cells, which actually convert the sunlight into electricity.
Right.
But those cells are delicate.
Right.
They need protection.
You can't just have them out there exposed to the elements.
Exactly.
Rain, snow, whatever.
They need to be encapsulated
Right.
in a durable and weather-resistant material.
Right.
That's where the EVA comes in.
Okay.
It's a type of polymer, like a super tough plastic wrap
Okay.
that protects the solar cells from moisture, dust, you name it.
It's like the shield
It is.
that keeps the solar cells working
keeps them humming.
for years and years.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
And Wah Lee sources this EVA from Mitsui Chemicals, a Japanese supplier, really top-notch, known for their quality materials.
So they're partnering with the best
Exactly.
to get these things made.
And it's not just the EVA.
Okay.
They also supply something called the back sheet, which is like the armor on the back of the solar panel. It protects the panel from damage,
Okay.
and it helps improve its overall efficiency.
Right.
And they get those back sheets from a company called Matico, which is US-based.
So you've got Japanese expertise and American innovation.
All in one package.
All in one package.
And their strategy is really paying off.
Yeah.
The solar energy market is just booming right now.
Right.
While Lee is seeing some impressive growth.
That's great. I love to see companies that are doing well,
Me too.
but also contributing to a cleaner future
Yeah, absolutely.
for everybody.
And it's not just the solar energy. Remember we mentioned LEDs earlier.
Right, the LEDs, yeah.
They're doing really well in that sector too.
Okay. Remind me why LEDs are a big deal.
Okay, so think about the old incandescent light bulbs.
Yeah.
They wasted so much energy as heat.
Right. You could barely touch them.
Exactly. They're so hot.
LEDs are different. They're a game changer.
Okay.
They convert almost all of their energy into light.
So they're much more efficient.
Way more efficient, longer lasting.
So they're better for the environment.
Better for the environment, save you money.
And they save you money.
Win-win.
Win-win, exactly. So what's Wah Lee doing in the LED space?
Well, they're supplying the materials that make those LEDs possible.
What kinds of materials?
Things like substrates, which are like the foundation of the LED chip, and phosphors, which actually emit the light.
So they're literally shedding light
They are.
on a more energy-efficient world.
I love it. They're the unsung heroes of the LED revolution.
Okay, I'm impressed.
I knew you would be.
It's like they have the Midas touch when it comes to new tech.
They do.
Semiconductors, solar energy, LEDs, what's next? Flying cars.
Don't underestimate them.
Right. But what's remarkable is that they're not just jumping on these trends, they're helping to drive them forward.
It's like they have this inner compass
They do.
that just always points towards innovation.
That's a great way to put it.
So what's the secret sauce?
Well, I think it's a few things.
Okay.
First of all, they're incredibly customer focused.
Okay.
They build these really strong relationships with their suppliers, their clients. They really work to understand everybody's needs.
So they're more than just a supplier.
They're a partner.
They're a partner.
And they're really good at attracting talent.
Okay.
They've got a great team of engineers, specialists.
Yeah.
They're experts in their field.
They've assembled like a dream team of tech wizards,
That's a great way to put it.
and they're committed to research and development.
Oh, huge commitment.
Always looking for new tech and new ways to improve.
Absolutely. Always pushing the boundaries.
So they're not just complacent with where they're at.
Always innovating.
It's really inspiring.
It is.
Because it shows you can be successful and forward-thinking
You can.
at the same time.
Absolutely. And I think there's a lot we can learn from them. You know, this company's really quietly making a splash.
A big splash.
In the tech world.
Yeah, they're like the ninjas of the semiconductor industry.
They're stealthy.
Stealthy and agile.
And effective.
Very effective. But all this innovation, all this expansion,
Right.
that's got to translate into some pretty impressive numbers.
It does.
Yeah.
Their financial performance has been solid,
Okay.
even when the global economy was, going through a rough patch.
Yeah, so give me the specifics.
Okay.
What kind of numbers are we looking at here?
Their revenue has been growing year after year.
Oh.
Back in 2008, during the recession,
Right.
they still managed over 8% revenue growth.
Wow, 8% during a recession.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
It's remarkable.
What's the secret?
Well, I think it's a combination of things.
Okay.
Their product portfolio is diverse.
Right.
They've got strong relationships with their customers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're able to adapt really quickly to changes in the market.
They're not putting all their eggs in one basket. So they're growing. But what about profitability?
Oh, yeah. They're definitely making money.
Okay.
Their earnings are strong. They've got a healthy profit margin.
And what are they doing with those profits?
They're reinvesting in the business, research and development, expanding into new markets, upgrading their facilities.
Right.
But they're also rewarding their shareholders with dividends.
And speaking of dividends, I hear they have a pretty good track record.
They do.
Yeah.
Their dividend yield has consistently exceeded 4% for the past 9 years.
Okay.
That really shows how financially stable they are.
Yeah.
And that they're committed to giving back to their investors.
So not only are they essential to the tech industry,
Right.
but they're also a smart investment.
Exactly. They found that sweet spot of being both indispensable and profitable,
Right.
which is hard to do
It is.
in any industry.
Okay, so they're doing well financially, they're growing,
Yep.
they're paying dividends. What's not to love?
Right. But it's important to remember the big picture here.
Okay.
Wah Lee's impact goes beyond just their financials.
In what way?
They're playing a vital role in growing the semiconductor industry,
Right.
which, as we know, is really the foundation of everything.
The backbone of the modern world.
Yes. Without companies like Wah Lee,
Right.
wouldn't have smartphones, computers, cars,
All the gadgets.
all the amazing gadgets we rely on.
It's easy to take it for granted.
It is.
But there's this whole ecosystem of companies
Working behind the scenes.
making it all possible.
Yes.
And Wah Lee's a key part of that.
They're the connectors.
Right.
The facilitator.
Connecting global suppliers with manufacturers.
Yes, enabling the production of all these chips that power everything.
It really is remarkable to think about the ripple effect
It is.
of their work, because they're not just a company.
Right.
They're a catalyst.
They are
Progress.
global progress.
On a global scale.
And they're not just focused on profits either. They're really committed to social responsibility.
So they're trying to make the world a better place.
Yes, technologically and ethically.
How so?
They're involved in community initiatives, environmental programs, educational efforts.
It's inspiring to see a company that cares about more than just the bottom line.
It's a great example of how to be successful and socially responsible.
Okay, well, I think we've covered pretty much everything there is to know about Wah Lee Industrial Core.
We've explored a lot.
Their journey, their achievements, their challenges.
What are aspirations?
We talked about our friend Steve,
Oh,
the executive director of the Arizona Taiwan office,
right.
and he's really excited about Wah Lee's potential in Arizona,
He sees a big opportunity.
especially with TSMC setting up shop there.
Absolutely.
He thinks they're going to hit it big in the desert.
Well, with their track record, I wouldn't bet against them.
I wouldn't either.
No.
Well, folks, it's been a pleasure taking you on this deep dive into the world of Wah Lee Industrial Core.
It's been an interesting journey.
We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
I know I have.
They're definitely a company to watch.
Definitely.
And we can't wait to see what they do next.
I'm excited to see.
Thanks for listening to the Board Business Channel. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe,